I got a chance to watch Iron Claw, which was amazing.
Oh,
Oh my God.
wow, bro.
That last scene, and spoiler alert,
Hold
I
up,
mean,
hold up.
listen,
Keep going. You
yeah,
keep
do you
going.
know the story? Who's the story of, brother? What they call it again?
The Bon Eric brothers.
The Boneric brothers, the wrestling,
Yeah.
for the pro wrestling family. Last, I'm spoiling it, but obviously the story's right there. That last scene with Zac Efron, his character, sitting there and he's watching his children play, and all his brothers are dead. And he's crying and he tells his children that I used to be a brother. Oh my God, that fucking killed me, man. That killed me, man. That hurt so much. And the thing is, I know about the story, but I didn't research into it. So I knew bad stuff was gonna happen, but I didn't expect all of them to die. And then my missus was doing the research and she goes, there's a lot more missing. There was another brother who died
There's
when
another
he
brother.
was
Yeah,
young,
that's right.
when he was
Yeah.
younger, yeah. And some of the other brothers had kids and whatnot, but the fact that all of them died, bro, it killed me, man. I was so emotional, man. I was so sad. And obviously, we're very close as brothers. This is the Brothers Geek Out podcast, so there's a lot of emotions there. But just what a story, man. What a curse. They said it's a curse themselves. But what, man? That was hard, man. That was a hard one. When that last scene was too much, man. I used to be a brother. He had five brothers, all of them, one by one,
Wow.
just
Bro,
started going.
so lucky. So I'm glad you guys have all watched it and we do a therapy session. I think that's without a doubt, definitely. Yeah. Probably one of the best movies that came out last year. I know it's come out in the UK now and other countries now. Surprised this hasn't got no nominees for any type of awards, BAFTAs and Oscars and stuff because Zac Efron absolutely smashed it. But it's not even that, the cast in itself. The hardships of what a father can put down onto their children and be so cold, bro, so cold. Uh, but there was two scenes in that movie that. So the first scene, bro, when what's the name? One of the brothers commits suicide and he's on the boat, and then his brothers are waving at him, and I was like, "What's going on?" And it was
Mm,
just the brothers reuniting. That got me. And they met some of them haven't met their eldest brother who died when he was younger,
yes, yeah.
and they introduced him to him. I was like, "Oh, Ted." And I was with Aaron when we watched this back in November, and he knew it was gonna hit me, bro. That moment, Zac Efron was crying there and said those lines instantly butters cry, bro. Like, when you're trying to hold it in and you're like, you can hear me breathing, bro. I was like, this is not stopping me. We came out the cinema, I was still bawling, bro. He was like, you okay? I was like, bro, like, I mean, that's part of the story. The family went through so much more, bro. But
Mm.
they showed us the most tragic part of these brothers and the hardships they went through because of a father's dream, which is so hard, bro.
How crazy is that? A father's dream, and that's just how harsh he was, and how, man. No one, not even the wife, was allowed to show any emotions. Tears were weakness, and their brothers are dying. The mother's children are dying. His children are dying, but no, you can't shed any tears. That's weakness. I'm like, this is. Listen, man. As a father, yes, I get it, discipline, what's but there's a that just went overboard. But obviously, that's what they're trying to express, and that's what unfortunately was the tragedy of that family. I just couldn't believe it because, like I said, I knew bad shit was gonna happen, but I didn't know anything. I didn't research on it, and I'm like, what? Another one? Like what? And it's anticipating the next brother, and you're like, what? He's the only one left? What the fuck, man? But that film killed me. That film killed Zac Efron. I have to say though, amazing. I told my missus, she was watching it. Obviously, he's jacked. His face is all changed. I'm like, yeah, Zac Efron. She's like, what? She knows it from High School Musical. And she was like, no, that's not him. I'm like, yes, man. And then she went and researched it and checked. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, he's amazing. But how far has he come from High School Musical? Then
Bro,
not saying that High
bro,
School Musical was shit. Well, I'm just saying it's not the type of thing that I would watch. But his progression as an actor to this, oh, fucking fantastic, fantastic. And he
phenomenal,
was jacked.
phenomenal,
He was jacked.
phenomenal, phenomenal.
Fucking
I
hell.
uh couldn't think of anybody else better to play that role now. And I think he's earned that respect as an actor. I think he's done he's had his whole life in Hollywood career, bro. That's all he knows is that. So how do you better yourself in what you do? And he's done some actually really good films in between, bro. Then he did a couple of comedy with Seth Rogen. I can't remember. Bad Neighbors, I
The
think,
Bad
1 and
Neighbors or
2.
something. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
which he was cool. He did the Baywatch movie with
Baywatch.
The Rock. But he's done some other movies in between. But this is a showcase killer, and I'm actually shocked that he's not getting no awards for this, or even just the script and the direction of this movie, because from the beginning, it captures you. Iron Claw, bro. Feel that pressure, bro. Uh, Great movie. Great movie. Yeah,
Yeah, and I was explaining to my
absolutely.
missus as well, like with pro wrestling, it's scripted, but the movements are real. And listen, you're not getting full contact punch, it's not like MMA and whatnot, but I've said this before, you're slamming your body, you're getting suplex and you're slamming your body on a canvas, on a table, whatever they do, freaking 100 times, and then next week you're doing it all over again. They're just addicted to painkillers, they're addicted to opioids, they're addicted to everything, man. Bro, I think pro wrestling is dangerous, bro. I would never consider doing anything like that. I think it's worse than MMA, in my opinion. MMA, like I say, yes, it's dangerous, but you're training for a fight. Yes, training can be tough as well, and whatnot, but the fight happens, okay, cool, but you're taking 3 months off after that. Right, you're taking time off after that. With WWE, man, you're not taking no time off, man. Or pro wrestling. It's the next week, 2 shows a week, whatever, for 365 days of the year, you're traveling, new time zone. Bro, man, those athletes, they deserve all the respect because they're literally putting their bodies on the line for entertainment. So people out there who think it's fake, yes, it's scripted, but the pain that they put themselves through is ridiculous, man. All respect to them. The movie is fantastic. It's fantastic.
Mm.
Listen, I of course go research on the real family, but if you want to get a good perspective that I don't know what the family thinks or what he thinks, sorry, since most of the families passed away, but um, it hits hard, man. It hits really hard. It's a great like story about that family.
No,
So
definitely is, bro.
amazing.
Definitely. So, guys, keep an eye out. Therapy sessions coming out with three of us brothers talking about the Iron Claw.
Hey, if you enjoyed that clip, check the description for the full podcast episode. And while you're at it, show some love and click that subscribe and like button.